What's up, everybody? It's me, Morgan the Trivia Facts, with a new little series called Super Cool Gaming Afterthoughts, where I talk a little bit about games after I've played them. If you can't tell already, this is going to be a kind of special, starting it off with a special, which is weird, but we're gonna be taking a look at the first 33 episodes of Sonic.exe bullshit. Now, don't get me wrong, there's gonna be more Sonic.exe bullshit. There's still some things I haven't done. There was Luke Hemmings.exe, which was extremely funny. There was that one Sploder game that was like Tails doll versus Mario or something. No, it was Tails doll versus Sonic.exe. It was some dumb shit like that. That I still haven't done. I don't think I've done... I'm actually looking through the list now. I don't think I've done Sally.exe in Sploder. Yeah, I haven't. Have to do that still. So there are some that I'm aware of that I definitely have to do, and then there's like... I have to start getting into Game Jolt stuff, which... not looking forward to, because Game Jolt is a hell place. But whatever. We're gonna take a look at all of the Sonic.exe bullshit videos that I've done so far. Once again, not gonna end Sonic.exe bullshit. Not yet. I've still, until my work is done, which it never will be, Sonic.exe bullshit is going to remain alive. Now, the first Sonic.exe game that I did was Sonic.exe in Scratch, and that pretty fitting start considering the first Sonic.exe game that I played on YouTube was Sonic.exe in Scratch. If you go back and watch the bad Sonic.exe videos on my channel, the first one is Sonic.exe in Scratch. And in the video, I said that it was the pinnacle of human evolution, which, you know, after playing some of the other ones, I don't even know if it's the funniest one anymore. It's got tough competition for sure, but I still think it's a little funny. Do I feel a little bad for making fun of it because it was obviously made by a kid? A little bit. Either that, or it was a person who sounds very much like Yukino Joe's wife. Like, that's the voice of Sonic.exe in Scratch. That's the voice that I hear. Sorry, I sniffled. I'm kind of sick doing this. It's probably a bad idea to do this. I could have just held this off, but whatever. So, Sonic.exe in Scratch, it's a classic. There's minion screams. I almost forgot about the minion screams, but it's just one of many Sonic.exe games in Scratch, and it's really good. So we're gonna move on to Sally.exe, which was the second. I actually got a comment from the person who made it saying thanks for playing my game, and I was like, holy shit! Second episode, I already like got a developer, and I'm pretty sure this is a guy who still watches Super Cool Gaming, which is pretty cool. If you're watching this, your username is Juna1412, not 12, it's 10. But if you're watching this, thanks for sticking around, man. Sally.exe in Scratch is like, it's buggy and it doesn't really work that well, but I gotta say it's definitely a better effort than Sonic.exe in Scratch. It definitely has like a little bit of work put into it, that it has a level of polish that Sonic.exe in Scratch doesn't have. So, I don't know if Juna is still making Sonic.exe games. If you are, I hope you don't mind if I play them or whatever. I'm not trying to be overly spiteful. I just think it's funny to make fun of Sonic.exe games, not because I want to like witch hunt the people who do that. Let me be perfectly clear. If people were going on like witch hunts and like attacking like authors of these Sonic.exe games because of my videos, I would stop almost immediately. I don't want that on my plate. That wouldn't be great. Um, so we're gonna move on to the next one, which is Mario vs. Sonic.exe, which is a ROM hack I didn't play much of, so I don't really have many impressions of this one. Um, it's very clearly made by a guy who can't speak English as their first language. So looking at it now, maybe I shouldn't have made fun of it. I mean, I don't know. I shouldn't be making fun of children either, but I've already done that in Sonic.exe bullshit, so I fucked up, man. But I just wanted to have a laugh. Just a little laugh. Mario vs. Sonic.exe, a little disappointed it didn't end with a jump scare as the game over, but what can you do? What can you do? Next up on the list is Beat Up Sonic.exe, which was the first super cool gaming video to reach 1,000 views, which was a big milestone at the time. Now I have like a couple of videos with like 2,000 views, and Beat Up Sonic.exe is basically there also. So it's like, wow. But Beat Up Sonic.exe was stupid enough that it was pretty funny to me. Some of the later ones will use more memes. This one wasn't as like meme heavy. There was like Shoop da Whoop, Ouija. I guess you could count Elmo as a meme, but I don't know. But it's probably the most functional. I think the Beat Up Sonic.exe games are the most functional of the EXE games. So I gotta give props for that. I think it's a game that works in Scratch really well. Just the type of game it is where you just click on things, it works. And that's all I can really ask for. Next up is Sonic.exe and Sploder, which Sploder is not a good game engine for horror games. Not at all. I really do not know why Sonic.exe had to be made in Sploder. It really is not good. I mean, it functions, but like, it functions within the boundaries of Sploder, which is not really much. It's a platformer thing. I don't know what Sploder is really, but if Sonic.exe and Sploder is any like I don't know, what's the word? Indication. If it's any indication, it cannot be used for horror games. That's just not what it was made for. Next we have Sonic vs. Mario.exe, which isn't technically an EXE game. It's the only one that I've done that isn't a Sonic.exe game. It's basically a reaction video, which I kind of hate. But I was doing my Super Sonic 64 video, which has a decent amount of views now, like 300. Wow. But Sonic vs. Mario.exe was a part of it because I was like, I've been doing some Sonic.exe games on the side. So why not incorporate that into Supersonic 64? Because the video was really short. And I did, and it was a thing. That's all I've got. It's a dumb like scratch animation. There's Zombie Edgeworld, Club Penguin, and Never Gonna Give You Up. So obviously it's the best game ever made. It's not even a game. Why did I say that? Next we have Sonic.exe game, which I actually don't remember that well, but I can tell you right now that someone commented on the video saying that's a fake game. That's an fake game. It's not. It's definitely a real game. It's trying to recreate Sonic in Scratch, which doesn't really work. Scratch is not a very complex engine. You can't really make Sonic in Scratch, no matter how hard you try. And I know the creator of Sonic.exe game didn't make the actual engine for it. Like, it's just a remix of an actual Sonic game. So, you didn't really try at all with that one, Sonic.exe game. Next we have Tailsdoll.exe, which is currently the most viewed video on Super Cool Gaming. SpongeBob.exe, which is a later one, is about to surpass it, but as of recording and making this little podcast, I guess, making this, it is the most viewed one, and it kind of came out of nowhere too. Like, Tailsdoll.exe is very short, and it's only part one of what was going to be more. I don't know if there was actually going to be more, or if it was just a spin-off of another game. I'm not really sure, but Tailsdoll.exe didn't make it very far. There's actually an Easter egg that I missed at the end of Tailsdoll.exe where it, like, fucks out, and it's like, oh my god, things are okay now. I didn't get that in the video because you have to wait a little while, and I am not a very patient person. So that's what happened. That's Tailsdoll.exe. Not one of the finer moments. I don't know why it's the most popular one. It shouldn't have the most viewed. It should not have the most views at all. It's SpongeBob.exe deserves that spot, which it will get, and we'll talk about it in a little bit. Next we have Sonic.exe 3D, which is another one I don't remember too well. From what I can tell, it was supposed to be like a Slender game, and I am not a fan of Slender. Never was. I never thought it was clever or, like, scary. Slender the Arrival is just an awfully... I kind of want to say pretentious. Like, look at how scary this is, guys. Slender Man is really scary. Yeah, you definitely should have paid for this game. Thanks for the money, PewDiePie. So I am obviously not a fan of Slender. So Sonic.exe 3D can go suck my nuts. That's how I feel. Now we got Sonic 1.exe Reborn, which is the last of the first batch of Sonic.exe games I did. This was back in June. This was the last one from the June batch. And it was it was actually fun. I had some fun with it. I honestly, like, Sonic 1 isn't a very well put together game, but I still had fun with Sonic 1 EXE Reborn because I don't mind the weirdness of Sonic 1. I can still have fun with it. And Sonic.exe had like that little dash attack that I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. And it was. It was fun to play around with that. Um, it was just a blast. I had a good time with it. Is it the best? It's probably the best game I've played on Sonic.exe bullshit. It's probably the only one I actually had legitimate fun, and not just, oh haha, this is funny because it's bad. I thought it was actually legitimately fun and not stupid. So, props to you, Sonic.1 EXE Reborn, for doing what no other Scratch game could do. And there was one last Sonic.exe game from the technical June batch. It's Sonic.exe Engine version 3, but it wasn't made in June. It was from July, and that was the last one I did until September. And oh my god, I don't remember it well, but looking at the footage again, holy shit. What happened here? This looks like an absolute disaster. And I'm not sure if it's because the actual engine was bad, or if, like, the remixer was just like, oh, I'm gonna put a Sonic.exe in this thing, and it's gonna look terrible. I don't know. But definitely one of the lower points. It didn't really work well, and it was just really, really not good. So, let's get into the September batch, which I would like to call Sonic.exe Bullshit Season 2. Starting with Daisy.exe, which is probably the most broken out of the EXE games I've played. It just did not work. Like, there was nothing functional about that game, and I have no idea why that is. It was a remix of a game that worked, so I don't know why the Daisy version was just so broken. I have no idea why, but it was extremely fucked up. I think it's a little. I think it hurts. I think it hurts. It had like Minecraft characters, like some dudes like OC with a Yoshi Toad hat. Pac-Man Party was a character. Why is the entirety of Pac-Man Party a character in Daisy.exe? I have no idea, but I guess we'll never know because the game doesn't fucking function. That's what I've got to say about Daisy.exe. Let's move on to Sonic.exe Round 2.exe, which is another game that just doesn't function well. It's not fun. It's just probably one of the lower points. That's got to be a low point. I can't think of anything funny to say about it because it's not really that funny. It's just excruciating, and the frame rate on it is so shit. Holy fuck. It's not fun. Not a good one. Then there is Zara.exe, the game, which is Sonic.exe in Scratch, which is the first one, but with a Go Animate character. Now, how could you go wrong with that? Very easily. That's probably the setup for one of the worst EXE games. I think Go Animate used to be like funny to me, but it's harder to impress me with it now, I guess. But it can still be funny. If it's you have to like, if you're self-aware, you can. It's harder to make Go Animate videos that are funny There have been a few. There's like The Amazing Atheist Goes to McDonald's and Gets Grounded. That one is really funny. So that's basically all the self-aware ones that are funny. Pretty much. So that's it. Moving on, we've got Sonic.exe Part 4, the finale, which is not the end. Maybe I should have saved it. If in 100 years I'm still playing Sonic.exe games, if I'm still alive in playing Sonic.exe games, then we'll do another run through of Sonic.exe Part 4 finale. I don't really have a lot to say about this one either. It was just a thing, for sure. It was in fact a thing. I don't remember how it ends. I don't think it has an ending because you just keep hitting Eggman and then he doesn't die. So if you want to watch 2 minutes of me pressing the jump button, you've got it, Chief. You fucking got it. Holy fuck. Next is Beat Up Mario.exe, which was shorter than Beat Up Sonic.exe, but still entertaining. I thought it was still entertaining. That's really all I've got to say, is that it's entertaining. I already said my thoughts on the Beat Up Sonic.exe games. So we're gonna move on to Talk to Sonic.exe, which I asked a very important question in this video. What is the tied up fetish called? And it is Juna. He confirmed it was bondage, and that's all I have to say about that. Yeah, that's it. Who cares about the actual game? Just bondage. Go fuck yourself. There was create your own Sonic.exe character, which wasn't anything. It was just dumb, and I don't like it. So we're not gonna dwell on this one. You can certainly make your own Sonic character, but with EXE eyes, which is the scariest thing I can imagine. Moving on, we got Sonic.exe 2. My voice is cracking. Sonic.exe 2 is not good. Just watching it now, it has the same problems as, like, earlier ones. It's very short. It took me a good 40 seconds to beat, so can't be that bad. Can't be that bad. Beat Up Sonic.exe 3 is the last from the batch of September Sonic.exe games. I will say that someone did comment saying, keep on abusing Sonic.exe because he's my nightmare, and I'm glad I can do that for you, man. I'm glad I can. I don't think Sonic.exe is scary, and if you're scared of him, you're probably a very little kid, but if I can make you less scared of Sonic, then that's really all I can ask for. That's really what I want in life, is to just let everyone know that Sonic.exe is not scary. Next on the list is the ones starting with March, which starts with SpongeBob.exe. This is Season 3 of Sonic.exe bullshit now, if you will. So SpongeBob.exe is a weird one. I was recommended it by a friend. I was told, hey, you've got to play SpongeBob.exe, and I played it on stream. When I did my Halloween stream, that was the first game that I played, and it was certainly something. It's a little funny. Um, much more. No, maybe not. I was gonna say not much more than beat up Sonic.exe, but definitely more deserving of the #1 super cool gaming video spot than Tailsdoll.exe, and it's the highest rated with 12 likes and 3 dislikes. People did not appreciate me making fun of their SpongeBob.exe game, but that's fine. I don't aim to please everyone. That would be ridiculous. I don't have a lot to say about SpongeBob.exe, surprisingly, even though it's the one I'm technically most well known for now. So let's just move on to Sonic.exe Funny, which is a spin-off of I think it's also a spin-off of SpongeBob.exe. I'm not sure though. I can't confirm. But it's in a similar vein. It's technically functioning. It's just unfunny. I did not laugh at all at Sonic.exe Funny. It's the only thing that got me was the Bangarang, because I think Skrillex is inherently funny. But now we're moving on to the classic, the #1 Sonic.exe. And what can I really say about Sonic.exe, the original one? Here's the thing. Why did they add voice acting? The story of Sonic.exe mentions nothing about voice acting. I don't know if they were just trying to make it new or what, but apparently they added voice acting like 2 years ago, and I never knew. I don't know how I never knew, but fuck. I'll be damned. I just didn't know. Moving on, we've got Sally.exe, which is just not great. It's not really that good. I don't have a lot to say. It functions, and that's about it. It functions. You could play it. It's not scary. So, yeah. Let's move on to Leafy.exe, which, in the description, I say, "Whoo, boy," because I am not a fan of object shows. I think they look dumb and lazy and not really fun. I don't know anything about like object shows other than they certainly exist, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So we're just gonna move on and move on to Rayman2.exe, which is a thing. I'm pretty sure it was made in a similar engine to Tailsdoll.exe. I'm not I can't confirm that, but it seems like that's the most likely scenario. So not a lot to say. It just kind of sucks, which is applicable in the whatever. Toad.exe is what the fuck? Holy shit. On this video I got a comment from a guy who's like, "You should play my EXE games in Scratch," and I'm like, do you want me to, dude? Do you really want me to play Peach.exe in Scratch on my show where I make fun of EXE games? I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't think you actually want that, my man. But, whatever. Toad.exe is certainly, it's really bad. It was made in the same engine as SpongeBob.exe, and that one wasn't, like, that good. So how could this possibly be good? It isn't. It's really bad. The sprites are very, very not drawn to scale. Like, the Goomba grows, Toad is, like, huge, he's in a black square, it's not good. It's just... Let's move on to Russian Gumball.exe in Scratch, which, when I first made it, I didn't know where to find Gumball.exe. I knew it was on Game Jolt, but I wasn't sure, like, oh, is it like the one that says for Luigi Kid? I don't think so. I don't know, but apparently it was, and that was what the next one was. There's not a lot to say about Russian Gumball.exe other than it's Russian? Yeah, I guess I can get away with saying that. Gumball.exe was a game, and that's how I can describe it. It's like the lowest form of game. Like, somehow even less of a game than other EXE games. Like, Sonic.exe is a game. Gumball.exe, I don't even know if I can call it a game. Is it the worst Sonic.exe game like this Luigi Kid guy says? I don't know about that one. There are some pretty crummy ones in Scratch. So, worst one? No, I don't think so. Once again, like I said in the video, I'm not making a list of what's the worst EXE game, but I don't think Gumball would, it'd probably at least reach top 10. Maybe top 5 if I'm being generous. Top 5 worst ones. But not number 1. Definitely not number 1. Next is Undertale.exe, which was kind of the precursor to Sonic.exe bullshit. I played it on my second channel as like a little Let's Play video, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna put on music because I thought there might be loud jump scares, and there wasn't. The only jump scare in there was stolen from Undertale, and it's, not good. It's another example of not really being good, just at all. Not a fan. Not a fan of Undertale.exe. We're almost done. Mario.exe in Scratch was, I could say it's different, and yeah. It's different. That's it. That's all I've got. It functions. That's a compliment, I guess. Sonic.exe the game in Scratch. This is the one that had its engine stolen, I believe. Other people used it. It was a pretty long one. It was actually like the full-length Sonic.exe in Scratch, and I applaud the effort, but I feel like it's misguided because it's an EXE game, and EXE games aren't scary, my man. They're just not. But we're at the home stretch. This is the last one. Mario.exe, which is one of the few EXE games that made me laugh, and I like how in the sidebar there is a video recommended. Mario.exe, a good EXE game? I sincerely hope you're playing a different EXE game, my man, because Mario.exe was not good. I couldn't figure out where to go, and it wasn't scary. Um, yeah, that's it. That's my kind of thoughts on all 33 Sonic.exe bullshit games I've done. And I am glad I took the time to play all these Sonic.exe games because they've brought me a decent amount of laughs. They're funny. They're not good. They're not very fun to play, but they're funny. It's like when Game Grumps did like 100 parts of Sonic.06. It's not because it's a good game. It's because it was funny. Sonic's just a funny character that's associated with funny things. So, whatever. It certainly was a trip down memory lane talking about all these Sonic.exe games. I'd like to do more of these afterthoughts, like after series, if I think I have enough thoughts on never-ending series like I did with Sonic.exe bullshit, like I might do The Binding of Isaac, Afterbirth Plus. I might do Team Fortress 2. Things you can look out for, I could do Highway Blossoms, which I haven't played in a good year, so I don't know how my thoughts would be on that, but it could be interesting. I have Cave Story, Mega Man Sprite Game, Sonic Adventure, Earthbound Beginnings, and there's a few other ones that are recent things. I have all of Overtime recorded, for an example. I did all of Sonic CD. Maybe I could, if I could get it possibly done, I could try and get Chloe on that since she was in the videos, the Sonic CD videos, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, that was Super Cool Gaming Afterthoughts. Thank you for listening. If you got this far, have a wonderful day. And I hope to continue entertaining by playing these Sonic.exe games. I'm not gonna stop anytime soon. It's a blast. It's really been a blast doing these, and I'm glad I've done them. No sarcasm. It really has been fun, even though they're bad. It's just like, God, it's terrible, but I can't. It's like a train wreck. I can't look away. So that's it. Thank you for watching.